One of the things we all share in common is sin. The Bible says all have sinned and fallen short of God's perfect standard. And besides our personal failures, we've all been sinned against by others as well. The result is that many, if not all of us, walk with a limp. It's not a physical limp, but it is an emotional one that often reminds us we are wounded and damaged souls. Sin is never good and never God's plan. But is it possible for the limp we now have to be used by God? Can He really transform any life surrendered to Him? Teresa, thank you for being with us today. Tell us a little bit about the sexual abuse you experienced as a child.
I was between the ages of 8 and 10 when my brother-in-law at the time sexually abused me behind closed doors. It lasted for 2 years until it got to a point where I became more aware of what was happening and that it shouldn't be happening, and became strong enough in a moment to say it would never happen again, and prevented it by circumstances to not ever happen again.
Did you ever imagine that God could use that painful experience in your life for any good in your life or in the life of someone else?
For the longest time, I wouldn't even talk about it. It was not even on the radar. It was not even an option. As far as I was concerned, it never happened. So I faced the demons. I faced the past. I faced the shame. And the more I allowed that to surface, the more God brought healing and restoration.
Tell me how God used that pain in your past to mold and transform you into the image of His Son, Jesus.
It gives me a chance to be empathetic and to really understand the depths of a pain that somebody can go through. And so it's no longer oh, I'm so sorry. It's God, I'm so sorry. There's such a difference when you can relate to somebody and say, I know your pain, as opposed to, I'm just so sorry you had to go through that. The realness of our own pain is what relates us to other people. It's what draws us in and what gives us an opportunity to be Jesus to them.
It's true. Out of our great pain can come great ministry to others. And because of His epic grace in our lives, God can and will use limping people like you and me, to do great things for Him.